In this video, I'm going to show a more advanced, more automatic way of creating a mask. It doesn't work on every image. You have to have enough contrast between the thing you're trying to mask out and its background. So I'm talking about the Refine Mask tool. And I'm going to show you how to use that tool now. I'm going to make this selection active by holding down Control and clicking on the Layer Mask thumbnail in my Layers palette. Okay, not on the layer image itself, but on the thumbnail for the layer mask. I'm going to click it while holding Control. Now my selection is active. Okay, I'm going to go to Select, and I'm going to go here, Select and Mask. But hold on, you have to hold down the Shift key. This was a tool they used to have in Photoshop. They've changed it, and it's kind of a secret hidden thing now. You have to hit Shift. Well, if you just click on and then select it, if you just click on Select, Select and Mask, it brings up a different type of Refine Mask tool. Frankly, I don't like it as much. It doesn't work as well. I'm just going to cancel that. I'm going to go back to Select, hold down Shift, and click Select and Mask, and it brings up the Refine Edge tool. Sorry, I misspoke earlier. The Refine Edge tool. Again, it was under, I'm going to show you again. Go to Select, hold down Shift, and hit Select and Mask. It'll bring up the Refine Edge tool. Now I can just paint away these pixels outside the arms, and Photoshop will create a new selection that goes right around the arms. I'm going to increase the size of my brush a little bit to about 80. Okay, click off of that, and I'm going to paint in the blue areas. I'm holding down my, look at that. It's not erasing them. It's going to create a new selection for us. That's, like I said, this doesn't work for everything. It works great on images that have a high contrast, like the contrast between this blue sky and the black shadow of this guy's arm. Got to try to make sure I get all of it. I'm going to do it over here as well. I'm holding down my mouse key, and I am moving the cursor around in the areas I want to erase. Great. It's working really well. Okay. A little bit more. Get these extra bits I might have missed. Click and drag. Get that area. Okay. Okay, that looks great. But I have to hit OK over here to officially select it. Hit OK. Give it a second. Now I've got a new selection that's just around the arms and the hands. It would have taken a lot more time to draw that selection by hand, which you can do. It's a different tool, but I wanted Photoshop to do it for me. So I want to modify my mask. I want to edit this mask with this new selection. So I need to invert this selection and fill everything outside the arms with black. So remember from the earlier video, to invert a selection, I hit Shift, Control I, or I can go to Select, Inverse. Okay, now everything outside the arms is selected. I'm going to go to my Layer Mask thumbnail. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to make sure I am in the layer mask, not on the image. Layer Mask. And you can see the little highlighted box. And I'm going to fill with black by going Edit, Fill. I'm going to make sure this says foreground color. I'm going to hit OK. Now you see, and I'm going to hit Control D to deselect. Now you see all the pixels are gone. All the blue sky pixels are gone. I'm going to back up a couple steps and do that again. Okay. As you see, I've got everything but the arms selected. Everything outside the arms are selected. I'm in my mask here. Okay. And I went to edit, fill, and make sure it's the foreground color. You can also hit Alt backspace to fill with the foreground color. I like to do that. I think it's faster. Alt backspace, and I filled the mask. You could also fill with foreground color by hitting Control backspace. Oops, but that filled everything with white. Because with the background color by hitting Control backspace. That filled everything with white. I don't want to do that. Control Z to undo. I want to fill with foreground color. Alt backspace, not Control backspace. Control backspace fills with the background color. Or Alt backspace to fill with the foreground color, or of course, again, edit, fill, foreground color. Okay. So that was editing a mask with the Refine Edge tool.